You're all welcome back to our YouTube channel.
Once more, we wish you all a warm welcome to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, my name is Wilson.
And I am Tatiana.
And together we are WILTAT. On this channel, we talk about relationships,
Dating,
marriage,
lifestyle,
and faith.
Yes.
We share ideas,
we share joy,
we share life,
and we share love.
Yeah, so today we'll be talking about LDRs, that is long distance relationships.
Yeah, very, very interesting topic, I think.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it's also very particular to us because we had a long distance relationship.
Yeah, we had a long distance relationship for
4
many
years.
years. Yeah,
4
at least
years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Even when she was here in China, when she came, we also had a long distance relationship. That added to this more than 3 years that we had of long distance relationship before her coming here to China.
Yeah. And so throughout this period, we learned a lot of things, right? God helped us to use some strategies and ideas that helped maintain this relationship to the point where it is now. So we just thought it wise to share with you guys on some tips you can use to maintain a long distance relationship.
Yes, so stay tuned and take your popcorn and stay on your sofa, stay on your chair.
And please learn something that can help you or a friend.
Exactly. You can share, you can subscribe, you can like. Yeah. So we'll see in 3, 2, 1.
So the first point we really want to mention is that both parties should know exactly what they are going in
Yeah,
for.
you should know what you're going in for.
Very important. And I think for some people, they might say, oh, some circumstances make people not to really choose to have a long distance relationships, right? For example, you guys might just be maybe in the same country, the same town, and work calls for another person or school, and out of a sudden the person has to leave. You're already in the relationship. Even till then, you still chose to be with this person, right?
Yeah.
The circumstance came in, and now you have to be fully conscious of the fact that your relationship will not be like a normal relationship. How can I say? Like a day-to-day relationship. How to call it? Like a relationship when both parties are in the same area or
Same
locality.
place, same location.
Yeah, so you have to have that in mind. There are some things you will not be expecting your partner to do, or there are some things you really not be expecting from the other party because you know the kind of relationship you are in.
Exactly.
It's a long distance relationship. And for some people, you just start dating someone just like, I mean, the person is already in another town or in another country. That was the case for both of us, right? We started dating when he was already in China and I was still back home in Cameroon. And so like we fully knew that, oh, this is going to be, how will I say, it's going to require a lot of effort.
Even for those nowadays, there is getting a boyfriend or a girlfriend online. Those who get engaged on those apps and stuff, they also have a long distance relationship already starting when they both are in different locations. So the long distance relationship stuff is something that many couples, either at the beginning or in the midst of their relationship, they have to encounter. So it's something worth talking about.
Yeah, and like we said, it's very important.
Yeah.
It's very important that you're very conscious of what you're in for. You know that this is going to require extra effort. This is going to require us to be more committed,
more intentional.
Yes, more intentional. You really have to be conscious of this.
Exactly. Long distance relationships, they have different expectations, they have different specificities, and the partners should really indeed know what they are going in for. All right, now we'll move on to our second point. In starting a long distance relationship, you need to have the vision in mind.
Very important.
Yes, you need to have the objective at hand, the objective in mind, and know that if both of you have decided to get into this long distance relationship, it's for this purpose, because we know that we want to get married together, and so we want to be able to go through all the challenges. We want to be able to overcome all the challenges and all the barriers and all the limitations of the long distance relationship, because we want to get married no matter what. So having this will encourage you not to settle for any other thing, not to give up in the relationship, not to just say, it's just for this time, I can do this, I can do that.
Quit because the person is not here.
Yeah, so having the objective in mind, the objective of marriage with this partner of yours is so crucial, so important for the relationship to last.
Like my husband always says, like, start with the end in mind. I really love that statement, start with the end in mind. You know that this is the person I'm going to get married to or with, and so it just helps you to kind of bridge that gap, like calm down, how will I say, it helps you to be more intentional about your relationship, like you are really focused, you know that no, this is the person, we want to make it work, we have to succeed. And so no matter the difficulties that come along, you have an end in mind. It's not something that you can just wake up tomorrow and say, I don't feel like continuing with this person, after all the person is not here. Or it's not something that you'll be thinking, oh, because my partner is not here, I can just hang out with friends, I can just have a side chick or a boyfriend or girlfriend. After all, she's not
That's
here,
very
what
dangerous.
can I do? Yeah, so you know that no, I'm committed to this person, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Therefore, there are a lot of sacrifices that I have to make, and honoring the person as though the person was physically present with you. So yeah, having the end in mind is very important. Okay, so another point will be that both parties should really be willing to make sacrifices for each other.
Extensive sacrifices.
A lot of sacrifices. This cannot be overemphasized on. Like really, you have to sacrifice your time, you have to sacrifice resources, you have to sacrifice your sleep, you have to sacrifice energy. I mean, a lot of things that you really, really have to sacrifice. Yeah, sometimes your comfort for the other person and things like that. I remember, like, we also mentioned in the previous video or some other videos that my husband, like, literally had to stay up late because we had to talk. We have a 7 hours difference, like from China to Cameroon, right? China, Cameroon have 7 hours time zone difference. So 2 a.m. will be 7 p.m. back home in Cameroon, and sometimes that's the time I'm coming back from school. So throughout, you have to stay awake or maybe sleep a little early, around 10 or 11, so that he wakes up in the middle of the night so that we can talk and discuss and things like that. So it wasn't really easy for him and even both of us, right? Well, he was the male, he did most of the, but I too, at some point too, I had to stay quite, for example, when he had maybe a church activity or maybe school as well, and then maybe he came back tired, but we had made a plan because at some point we had days where we intentionally decided to have calls. Right? We had fixed days.
Good video calls, very important.
And a particular time that we said, okay, we are going to talk at this time. So for example, if he's resting, I find out that he's resting, I have to stay awake and wait for him as well to like wake up before he calls me.
So it's important to know each other's schedule.
Yes,
each other's schedule.
Important.
When one is free, when one has time, when one is busy. Yeah, knowing how this day of each other will be, knowing that, okay, tomorrow she has school at this time, tomorrow he has school at this time, tomorrow he has to go for this meeting, tomorrow he has to go for this appointment. You have to know each other's schedule. That's why it's very important to update yourselves on each other's daily activities.
Yes. Very important, actually. And also not just about time, like we said, even the resources, right? I remember he used to send me some gifts, like from back home. He's going to ask his sister or a friend to like buy a gift for me and, send it or post it to me if I can say. So he will buy gifts for me and, ask his sister or a friend to like buy it on his behalf and package it, tell the person what exactly they have to buy, what they have to do, and then hand it over to me. Well, for me it's mostly when he came over that like I bought him gifts and things like that, because of the feasibility on me sending him a gift from where I was to where he was. So I think that will lead us to the next point.
Yes. So it's very important, it's paramount that you will share gifts, you people share postcards, for example, you share handwritten letters, because these are important. So it's very paramount and of great importance that you send and share each other gifts. For example, you can also write handwritten letters and send to your partner. These are things that they will cherish. Seeing your handwriting, you can design it, you can buy a good envelope, good well packaged envelope. You can design something in the paper that you're writing, maybe love or whatever, to make it beautiful, and you send it over to him or to her. These are things that they will really hold on to. So it's very important that you share or send something that the person can hold on to, even in their personal time, in their time when they are in their room just alone, in their time when they are in their house just alone. They will remember such things, and it will bring that stamp of the other partner in the heart of yours. Sending gifts also involves organizing a surprise event for the person. I remember I organized a surprise party for her, and she was so thrilled and amazed. Yeah. Well, it was well planned, well knit together, and I used her sisters. I organized it in collaboration with her sisters. So that's why it's important in long distance relationship to have people around your partner, to know people around your partner, be it friends, be it colleagues, be it relatives. Very, very important, because sometimes you'll need to communicate to those persons, you need to reach to those persons in order to reach to your beloved.
Yeah, just imagine that, for example, you guys were hiding this relationship. I mean, who will help you do such things? Like, who will help you plan and organize such events? So,
yeah, and it was a great success. We organized the birthday party for her in her own house. She entered and she was flabbergasted. We invited her church friends, and it was really well done. And that was because, one, we had the idea. Two, we know the people who are around her. So it's important to communicate to your partner, your friends, your relatives, your colleagues.
Just to mention that the gifts must not be something very expensive.
Not at all. It must not.
It's just something very simple and significant, something that can really be so meaningful to the person you are giving it to. It's not something you must not buy. For example, I don't know, me, a car or a house. Just something very little and very significant. Just the fact that you thought of giving the person that thing will mean a lot to the person. So it's really not about the amount, but it's about the intention behind the gift. And I think it's also very important to mention the fact that you need to also present it in a special way, right? Just even the people who are handling it for you, let them make it in a special way, as though you were physically present, you were the one doing it. So you have to really communicate what your intentions are for these gifts to the person. Like, it's like you were the person giving it to your partner, though you're not physically present. So yeah, just package it, do it in a nice way, as simple as it can be, but also very, very well presented. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's important for us to communicate with each other on our likes also, and on our preferences. Yes, I should know what she can be pleased by. She should know what I can be pleased by. I should know what she likes, what she dislikes. Another important point will be also to share about our family relationships. For example, if she has sisters, if I have brothers, if your partner has brothers, has sisters, the other one should be able to know, these are the brothers of the person, these are the uncles of the person, these are the relatives of the person.
Of course, that takes us back to the point of making your relationship known by people, not hiding it as if, Yeah.
Yes. It's very, very important. Communicate to your entourage about you being in a relationship, especially when you want this relationship to last.
Yeah.
So important.
And it also helps the people, or helps you to be accountable to these people.
Yes.
For example, if they see you in a kind of situation, they know that no, you're in a relationship, you're not supposed to be doing this or doing that. So they just create that kind of follow-up around you. With regards to what he said concerning likes and dislikes, I really wanted to mention that this can only be done in the place of communication, right? you don't just sit and you expect your partner to know. If you guys haven't talked about it, how would the person know like what you like, what you dislike? And when your partner is sharing this with you, it's very important to take notes. Don't just overlook, or and then tomorrow you're asking yourself, what can I give this person? Meanwhile, the person actually already mentioned to you that this kind of gift I would really appreciate, or this kind of thing I really appreciate. So really be attentive when you guys are discussing, because the person is not probably physically there, so that you guys really see, or you as a person can see and know that, oh, my partner likes or dislikes this. So as the person speaks, you have to be very careful and attentive to listen, and even have maybe a book if you know you're going to forget or so, and just write it down. Okay, she likes this, he likes this, he hates this, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Just to conclude on the issue of gifts, the day or the time or the period when you will both meet, also prepare a very good gift on that day that you will present to him or to her. And or the day you are gonna depart, that is when you've met, now you're gonna depart, prepare something that your partner will hold on to. It may be a puppy, it may be a toy, it may be a book, it may be a calendar, it may be a pen, it may be a necklace, it may be a bracelet, whatever nice thing that will be meaningful to your partner, and that he or she will hold on to and always remember you in love. Yes, it's very, very important. I remember when I had come to Cameroon, you remember, I had kept for her a bracelet. And she always told me that that bracelet meant a lot to her.
Now, talking about the next thing that helped us is trusting each other.
Yes.
Having trust in each other.
And not having to make false thoughts, false accusations upon the person. Yes.
I remember when I was in school, in the university, I had some friends which I told them about our relationship, or my relationship, and that my partner was abroad and everything. And some of them were like, are you sure this guy isn't maybe cheating on you? Are you sure he's really faithful to you, and things like that? Why are you so committed? And so on and so forth. I just want to say, no matter what people say, you have to condition your mind to trust your partner.
Yes.
You really have to condition your mind to
Talking about trust, and you, the partner, should also be trustworthy.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say actually. Like, if someone has invested so much trust in you, you on the other hand should make sure as well that you are
trustworthy,
like he said. You have to honor the trust the person has placed in you.
Yeah.
Because the problem now in most long distance relationships is that maybe one person is faithful and realizes that the other party isn't. The other party is probably cheating, or double dating, whatsoever. So it's very important, trust each other and don't betray the trust that has been invested upon you as a partner. So please don't suspect your partner. It takes you off a lot of things. You're wondering, what is he doing? Or maybe he told you he went out to hang out with his friends, and you're like, will there be ladies? Will there be this? Will there be that? Or he sent you a picture, she sent you a picture, and then the brother is just holding, maybe it's even her cousin or relative that you never knew, and you're just suspecting the person because there's that lack of trust in your relationship. So it spares you from a lot of stress and a lot of things. And please, again, we emphasize on it. Don't break the trust when you're being trusted. Really be faithful, be committed to your relationship.
Yes. To add upon what my wife is talking about, you also do not have to put yourself into dangerous situations.
Yes.
Dangerous situations like going for clubbing, like going out to drink with friends. These are dangerous situations that you put yourself into, and it may make your trust questionable. It may diminish the value and the trust your friend or your partner has in you. So avoid such dangerous situations that will make you want to flirt with another person, that will make you want to think of going into a relationship with another person. Meanwhile, you have committed into a long distance relationship with someone who is presently not there for the time.
You best know yourself, right? You best know yourself. You know your weaknesses. Sometimes you go to places not with the intention of cheating or with the intention of doing something that might offend your partner, but because it's a weakness, and you yourself, you knew that it was a weakness, but you found yourself there, and then things just happened, and then now you start, you know yourself, you know your weaknesses. Like he said, just avoid those kind of situations. It's a sacrifice you're doing for your relationship.
Exactly. So long distance relationships are actually sacrifices. Yes.
Yeah.
Other things to make the relationship be beautiful and very spicy is you both taking on video calls, and through video calls you can decide and set the time. Maybe today me and her, we will be cooking. So video calls and games and activities that you both do in sync, that you do at a simultaneous time. For example, if you both like cooking, you say, okay, today we will be cooking this meal. She buys her ingredients on the other side, you buy your ingredients on the other side, you put the phone, or if you're using a computer, then you start the cooking together, and after you sit together and you eat and enjoy. You can go out on video dates. For example, you may invite your partner in a restaurant, and you go to another restaurant in the different cities that you are, and he pays for you, she pays for him.
No,
otherwise the guy pays for both. Those are wonderful things that will add more oil and more,
spice
to your relationships. Yes.
And just talking about the video calls, like you mentioned, it just made me to think, also share a lot of pictures with the person.
I remember how I used to ask her.
He saturates my gallery with pictures. I mean, he'll go for an event, for example, a church program. He'll tell me, okay, we are going for this church program, and he'll actually send me videos while being present. Send me pictures. I mean, that just
very important.
And he also asked me to send as well pictures like
I'll
that.
ask her to take a good video selfie and send to me.
So it just helps to like balance up and just confirming again that, okay, yes, you're really where you said you are, you're really doing what it's also very important.
That's why in getting into a long distance relationship, you should have this hope, and I'll even say this confidence, that he or she is the one, because you do not want to be wasting your time. You do not want to have invested all this time.
So much for you just to be trying.
Yes, and then after you you both give up. No. So in engaging in long distance relationship, you should have this conviction, this assurance in your heart that he is the one I'm going in for. She is the one I am going in for. Yes. Talking about other activities, there are also some online games for those who like games. Online games that couples can play both together. You can also even make sometimes a Zoom call with some Zoom games that both of you can play together. Yes.
Or even use Skype and even watch movies if you're the movie type of
Exactly.
people. I remember I had a friend who had a long distance relationship as well, and he told me that they used to watch movies together, right? They use Skype to play the movie, and both of them watch
at the same time. Watch at the same time and they comment. Yes. Or you can, if you're book lovers, you people can take a book together that you've bought, and you read it at the same time and comment on each other.
You can read to your partner, and your partner reads in turn to you.
Exactly. And one important thing also is praying together. Praying together, yes. Praying together, sharing on the word of God together. My wife and I, when we were not yet married, when we were having a long distance relationship, we will I will send a devotional to her. We will talk about it. We will share the words together. We will pray even together, and we continue to do that even while we are now in the same house. So these are things that they are very important. That is why long distance relationships, you should see them as what? As an opportunity. There is a saying that goes thus: if you want to live together, then be ready to live apart. If you want to live together, then be ready to live apart. That is for some time. Because it is a test. And good gold is not afraid of being tested because it knows that it is good. That is why we said engaging in a long distance relationship, you should have this assurance, this confirmation that this is the person I'm going in for, because you both are going through the process, are going through the culturing together, you're going through the shaping together, you're going through the challenges together, knowing that it is for this purpose, knowing that you are being refined into a brighter and better goal, because you know that you are gold, you know that your relationship is gold. And actually for us, the relationship has been gold all the way. And it continues to glitter.
So finally, the last point, we've said a lot of things, but we cannot really leave without mentioning a very key point in, long distance relationship, which is God. Putting God first in your relationship. Yeah, I know we probably had to start with it, but we decided to end with it just to crown every other point. I mean, God is the builder of your relationship, right?
Yeah.
Like the Bible says, unless the Lord builds a house, the builders build in vain. No matter how hard you try, if God isn't the foundation of your relationship, like really, you'll be difficult to sustain, because sometimes you're even tired and exhausted of doing all these activities that we have even mentioned. But when you think of God, no, this is how God wants my relationship to be, and this is what God wants me to do. This is the person God has for me. You're just like, no, I have to push on because of God. I have to
the end.
Sacrifice because of God. This is God's child that He has given to me as a blessing, and so I have to be responsible enough. And so because of God, there are a lot of things that you'll be able to do and accomplish. And of course, the Lord is there to guide you as well, to tell you what to do, how to go about things. Sometimes some of these things maybe don't really work, but the Lord is going to give you divine instruction that can really turn the situation around. So it's very important to put God first in your relationship.
Amen.
Have a personal relationship with Him, and then you both, up for the top.
Yeah, and then you'll attain your goal. You'll come together. You will finally be together. You will finally attain your objective and your dream of getting married together. Yes. So know that long distance relationship is but for a time. It's but for a time. It's but for a time. And it is important to set also a date where you want to stop this long distance relationship. Very, very important. That is, in your planning, you say we want to meet at this time. Whether it is a temporal meeting together or it is a permanent stop to the long distance relationship, because you want
permanent stop.
Yes, because it is not forever. It is not forever.
Very important. There has to be a timeline to that, because you cannot be with someone forever.
Yes.
And you're in a long distance relationship.
Yes. So set a time, have envision, set a time, discuss with your partner. When are we ending this? When are we stopping this long distance relationship? Because now we must be together, because marriage is meant to be to bring both of you together.
Yes, please. All right, so these are a few tips we decided to share with you guys. We hope that you were blessed by them, and of course, if you have other tips, please drop them in the comment section. It might help one person or another who is going through this phase. I mean, you have friends, people you've seen who have gone through long distance relationships, and you've probably watched one or two things they've done. Please drop in the comment section.
And if you have questions also, any other questions that you want to ask, you can also please drop in the comment section below.
Yes, please. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate. Thank you to all our subscribers.
Thank you. That's wonderful. We are moving. We are growing together.
Amen. So thank you so much, and we hope to see you in our next video.
Yes. Goodbye.